Sometime in 1955, the Essex visited Thailand. Thailand, once known as Siam, is a nation of about 64 million people. Its capital and largest city is Bangkok, which is inland on the Chao Phraya River. Since there was no docks that could accommodate a vessel as large as the Essex, we anchored out near the mouth of the river, and the Thai Navy took our Liberty parties up the river to their Naval Officers' School. The trip up the river was interesting. There were a variety of sailboats, but none of them looked very seaworthy. These fishermen are tending their nets, which are tied to poles driven into the bottom of the shallow river. This definitely ain't Kansas. We went ashore here where the Thai Navy trains its officers. We boarded buses that took us the rest of the way to Bangkok. Kids are the same everywhere. They waved at our bus like they were glad to see us. Turpentine is produced from the trees on this plantation. The bus took us through downtown Bangkok before dropping us off at the Royal Palace grounds, where the Ministry of Information provided us with coolers full of iced Coca-Cola and an English-speaking guide. Here she is standing at the foot of one of the gigantic sentinels who stand guard. If being ugly keeps out enemies, these guys are doing a great job. One doesn't have to be an architect to be impressed by these buildings. My shipmate Fountain took this picture. One of the features of the palace area was a lot of gold leaf. This gilded fence post is the real thing. I remember feeling that I would miss the all-expenses-paid tour the Navy had given me during my time aboard the Essex. It had been my home for 3 years. Most of the gold we had seen up to this point was thin gold leaf, but this life-size Buddha is solid gold. I suppose it would be too heavy to steal, but maybe a finger or a toe? The Information Ministry arranged to have these traditional dances for us. The poor quality of these shots is because they were shot with available light. The palace area was not the only place in Bangkok that had interesting sights to see. For instance, there are a lot of temples in the city. My buddies and I were taken across the Chao Phraya River in order to see the Wat Arun, the Temple of the Dawn. The old lady who rowed us across chewed betel nut, a narcotic which turned her teeth black. She smiled all the time. With her was a young girl who translated for her. It was easy to climb the stairs on the outside of the temple and view Bangkok across the river. While up near the top, we met a Thai naval officer and his emancipated girlfriend. We took their picture and he took ours. A nice experience. The big guy on the left is Fountain. The little guy in the middle is Butts, and the other little guy on the right is me, Walt Timmins. The heat is starting to get to us, so we have our hats on the back of our heads, hoping that the shore patrol doesn't catch us out of uniform. Butts and Fountain were not from the photo lab, but were weather guessers from aerology. We palled around because we wanted to take pictures instead of spending all of our time in a bottle, which was a popular pastime for those who spend long periods of time at sea. This young fella is a novice monk. 95% of Thai people are Buddhists, and most young men will enter the monkhood for a short time, during which they must beg for food. Most don't remain as monks. This is supposedly the world's largest reclining Buddha. Not surprisingly, it's covered with gold leaf, but I was fascinated by the mother of pearl toe prints. At the time when these pictures were taken, the city of Bangkok had a lot of waterways or klongs. These klongs were used for transportation and floating markets. Today, many of them have been filled in and converted to streets. This picture shows one of the more attractive sections of the network. The activity along the Klongs was very interesting to my Western eyes, but it was tempered somewhat by the knowledge that sewage was emptied into these canals. This is a pedicab driver. Pedicab is a bicycle-drawn rickshaw. The drivers always seem to be rather scrawny. Bangkok, like Hong Kong, had an Indian population. As in most of the places the Essex visited, I'm sorry I didn't take more pictures.